All right, we're good.
All right, well, I will officially call the organizational and regular meeting to order. And we'll start with the appointment of village officials. I believe there's only one that we have to appoint tonight, which is Mitchell Baker. Resolved to appoint the following official, Mitchell J. Baker, Associate Village Justice, for a term to expire December of 2022. I'll make the motion if someone would like to second it.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. And like that, he appears.
Yeah, it all worked out. Look at that. Okay.
Wait,
Mitchell, how are you?
I'm well. Can you see me at all?
We can see your name.
Start video. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Here I
we
am.
are.
Okay.
Ah, there you go.
How is everyone?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. So I guess we'll start. Our village justice, Des Lyons, is not available tonight. So I thought that I could just start by swearing you in, and then I'll turn over all the swearing in duties to you. So I put you to work. That's your
Oh boy,
reappointment.
I need that sheet of paper. Okay, I'll do whatever you need me to do.
All right. Why don't we swear you in first, then you can get the sheet of paper.
Okay.
How's that?
Okay, great.
So I, Mitchell J.
I-
Baker,
Mitchell J. Baker
of the Village of Irvington, County of Westchester, State of New York,
of the Village of Irvington, County of Westchester, State of New York,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the Office of Associate Village Justice
the duties of the office of the Associate Village Justice
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Now, thank you. Now I need to get your sheet of paper, which I will do right now.
All right.
Let me go to my iPad. I'll get it on my iPad. Hold on.
It somehow feels a lot less ceremonial when it's on Zoom, but
I know.
I feel badly for Arlene and Mitchell. Their first swearing in is virtual, but
Well, it is what it is. You know, sorry. I'm sorry to be, but actually I don't know how everyone feels about it, but virtual sometimes is to a benefit. Not for this type of thing, but for other things.
no,
It
I agree.
certainly is. Okay, let me just get this SCHOP. Okay, I have it in front of me.
Great.
And what would you like me to do first?
I think we'll start with me as mayor.
Great. Let me start with you. So you're going to repeat after me. I, Brian Smith of the Village of Irvington,
I, Brian Smith of the Village of Irvington,
County of Westchester, State of New York,
County of Westchester, State of New York,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of mayor
the duties of the office of mayor
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations, Mayor.
Thank you.
Okay,
Congratulations.
now who I do next?
Now it's the two, I think we start with Arlene and then Mitch. That's what's on my, that's not the order that someone put on the agenda, so.
Arlene, could I just have your last name, please?
Burgos.
Oh, there's your name. Okay.
There you go.
Good evening. Okay, now you're going to repeat after me. I, Arlene Burgos of the Village of Irvington,
I, Arlene Burgos of the Village of Irvington,
County of Westchester, State of New York,
County of Westchester, State of New York,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of, I have to apologize, what's your formal office? Trustee of the Village of Irvington,
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties
the
of
duties
of the
of the
office
office of trustee
trustee according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
And congratulations, Arlene.
Thank you.
Good
Congratulations.
luck to
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, and now we have Mitchell.
Bard.
Mitchell Bard.
Yep.
Okay. I, Mitchell Bard of the Village of Irvington,
I, Mitchell Bard of the Village of Irvington,
County of Westchester,
County of Westchester,
State of New York,
State of New York,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of trustee
duties of the office of trustee
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations, Mitchell.
Congratulations.
Okay. And is that it for swearing in?
That is, you are now officially off duty.
Thank you so much. Best of luck, people. Keep up
Thanks
the great
for
job.
filling in. We appreciate it. And congratulations to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Judge.
Now on to my appointment of a deputy mayor. After Connie served in the position for so long, I've actually spoke briefly with Larry Lonke and fooled him into being my deputy mayor. So I will appoint Larry Lonke as my deputy mayor. Thank you, Larry, for agreeing to do that.
You're welcome. I accept.
Thank you. Now on to all of our great resolutions. I feel like we get our biggest bang for the buck as far as passing resolutions on, on one night is tonight. So first is the resolution that says schedule for the regular village board meetings. Resolved to hold regular village board meetings on the first and third Mondays of each month of the calendar year, except in July, August, and September, during which months the board will meet on the third Monday. Additionally, the board will hold work sessions on the Wednesday preceding the third Monday each month. Regular meetings and work sessions begin at 7 p.m. All meetings held in Village Hall unless announced otherwise. I will make a motion if I can have a second. All in favor? Aye.
So Brian, that doesn't
Aye.
encompass any yearly holiday changes, right?
Correct. That's just the standard one that we can adjust if we need to. I'm thinking that's some kind of weird village law that we have to do that. Next is the resolution to adopt an order of business for regularly scheduled village board meetings. Resolved to set the order of business for regularly scheduled village board meetings as follows: call to order, pledge of allegiance, announcements, correspondence, public comment, consent agenda, public hearings, new business, old business, reports of board, standing committees and officers, public comment, review of action items, and adjournment. I will make a motion if I can have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next is official banks. I don't know if Brenda, you had anything to add here. It looks like it's the same banks as previous year, except
Correct.
Valley Bank was formerly the Westchester Bank.
Correct. It was a merging there of the two banks. So the official name is now Valley Bank.
Okay. Resolved to designate JP Morgan Chase, TD Bank, and Valley Bank, formerly the Westchester Bank, as the official banks for deposits of village funds. I'll make a motion if I can have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Next is the resolution to designate official newspapers. Resolved to designate the Gannett Journal News and the Rivertowns Enterprise as the official newspapers of the Village of Irvington. I'll make a motion if I can have a second. All in favor? Aye. And if any of the new trustees have questions on these, that's probably the first one. It's not like we're saying these are the greatest newspapers of all time. but it's just the places we can actually publish the official legal notices. We'd love to use the Enterprise, but with being a weekly only and having that kind of early week deadline, sometimes we have to use the Journal News. They just kind of, I think that's what keeps them afloat now is their legal notices. But next up is resolution to designate independent auditor. Resolved to designate the firm of PKF O'Connor Davies of Harrison, New York, as the official independent auditor of the Village of Irvington. I guess before I look for the vote, Brenda, we've had them now for how many years? I'm going to say 8. Maybe more.
Probably about, it sounds about right. Actually, we're going out for an RFP. Our contract with them, the last audit was in, the May audit. So they're still our official auditors, but we'll be doing an RFP and entering into a new contract for the May 22 audit.
Okay, so they're going to be now and then, depending on how that comes out.
Correct.
Okay, I'll make the motion if I can have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Approval of a purchasing policy. Brenda, did you have anything to highlight here? Any changes? So we're keeping the same one dated December 7th, 2020. So.
Correct. Yeah, there's no changes to that.
Okay. Resolved to approve the purchasing policy dated December 7th, 2020. I'll make the motion if I can have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we have approval of an investment policy. Our investment policy is obviously fairly limited to what we can do with our money. We can't put it all on the newest crypto. It's kind of guided by New York state law. It looks like we might have had a few changes, Brenda, not really, just a date.
Yeah, the change is to update the Valley Bank as an
Okay.
official depository of the bank.
Okay. Very good. Resolved to approve the investment policy dated December 6th, 2021. Make a motion if I can have a second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? We can't lose steam already. Next, we can already look ahead to next year's meeting and we can do this exact same thing again. Resolution to set the date of the next organizational meeting, which I'm guessing is the first Monday of December. Resolved to set the date of the next organizational meeting as December 5th, 2022. I'll make a motion if I can have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Volunteer appointments. And if I remember from my history, I read every name, don't I, Larry?
You should, yeah, sorry.
I remember discussing that every year. Apologies in advance for butchering any names. Resolved to appoint the following to the village board volunteer committee, to appoint the following village board volunteer committee members. Board name, title, name, and then the term to expire. So I'll just read them across. The Architecture Review Board as a member, Gail Wheeler, term to expire 2026, and second alternate, Jonathan Caselli, for term to expire 2024. The Ethics Board as chair, Peter Derby, expire 2026. Library Board, both as members, Heather Thomas and Pierrette Pillone, also expire in 2026. Planning Board member, Kevin Thurman, 2026, and second alternate, Mike Fiocco, 2024. Recreation and Parks Advisory Committee, Vice Chair, Janet Kovacs, member, Matt Spencer, member, Jeanette Salvatore, all expiring in 2024. Tree Preservation Commission member, Richard Weiler, term to expire 2023. Zoning Board of Appeals member, Rosemary Herbert, 2026. First alternate, Judd Harsher, 2024. And second alternate, Charlie Flock, 2023. Further resolved to appoint the following ad hoc volunteer committee members with the term to expire in December 2022. Beautification Committee, co-chairs, Rita Milo and Ann Myers. Members, Heather Bancroft, Claudia Gasparini, Andrea Kirsch, Pat Manfredi, Elaine Cardia, Maria Roscalu, Marian Osman, Marta Toradorova, Josanna Caldwell. Community Advisory Board, co-chairs, Chris Raymond and Joseph Archino. Face Committee, co-chairs, Robert Gritos, Francis O'Shea. Members, Tanya Hunt, Jen Moness, Ray Ovetsky, Rick Rizzullo, Christy Schmidt, Tracy Burkham, Stephanie Maniscalco, Wayne Pasternak, JF Barry. Farmers Market Committee, Village Liaison and Secretary, Melinda Chapelier, Community Outreach, Lauren Billings, Finance, Sandy Sack, Marketing Development, Catherine Kane. Green Policy Task Force, the following are on the steering committee: Viola Specht, Nikki Coddington, Desaigne Sorrell, Judy Frimmer, and Charlotte Binns. Members: Jan Effie Holmes, Amy Ziff, Gwen Merkin, Jean Blair, Joe Nelson, Josie Bloom, Michelle Ludmer, Vera Ball, and Ann Altman. Housing Committee Chair, Deborah Flock. Members: Karen Schatzel, Susan Robinson, Tom Thacker, Dave Zweibel, and Chet Kerr. I ask Executive Board members: Gareth Evans, Danielle Gammer, Juliette GM, Chris Harrison, Robin McCrae, Rick Rizzullo, and Chris Raymond. Additional members: Dave Sotile, Eric Spino, Chris Henry, and Frank Pignatelli. Open Space Advisory Committee Chair, Jean Blair. Members: Nikki Coddington, Jonathan Elwin, Gaylord Holmes, Chet Kerr, Viola Speck, and Neil Marr. The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 were actually members. Jan Blair is the chair. Sawmill River Basin Advisory Board, Jan Blair. Traffic and Calming Committee members: Walter Montgomery, Eric Goley, Allison Bacone, Mary Beth Dooley. Village Historian, Dr. Eric Weisselberg. War Monument Committee, James Brennan and Greg Nielsen. Woods Committee Chair, Nikki Coddington. Members: Rick Ruzello, Dave Zweibel, Heather Bancroft, Mark Barichin, Elizabeth Severance Park, Eric Fenderstock, Leslie Seri, Terry Tucci, Peggy O'Hara, Jane Berger, and Jaffe Holmes, Zoe Hamilton von Bauer, Francis O'Shea, and Charlotte Binns. And I believe that is it for volunteer appointments. So I'll make a motion if I can have a second. Again, apologies for butchering the names. All in favor? Aye. All right. Trustee liaison assignments, I'm still working through them. So I will probably, what I'll do is I'll email them out in the next couple of days. And as we've done in the past, if people do want to swap, they can. They're more than welcome to swap. Don't want to assign people to things that, that they don't want to be assigned to, that's for sure. But I think it is good to rotate a little bit as well. So I guess now we're up to announcements. We have a couple announcements. First is the holiday tree lighting is December 11th at 5 p.m. at Village Hall. We had a check over $25,000, which was Axon Enterprises Inc. for the body cameras for the police department. That's from the capital and grant proceeds. It was $65,688.15. I had one other announcement. Sustainable Westchester is hosting a seminar on replacing your heating and cooling systems with environmentally friendly heat pumps. That is this coming Wednesday. You can go, I think it's at 7 p.m. You can go to Sustainable Westchester's website and sign up there. I think that's, I don't think we had any correspondence, correct? So no correspondence, and now we will open it up to public comments. I don't see any hands raised, so I will move on to the consent agenda. For our new trustees, the consent agenda was Larry's idea, I'm gonna say about 6-7 years ago, for items that typically don't need discussion. We can kind of just approve them all at one time. Our policy is if you have any questions or comments on them, we can either quickly answer them or we can vote on them separately if there's changes, but it's just kind of a time saver rather than having to read a resolution for each one of these. We read one resolution and then approve them all. So, I think the only thing that we potentially risk is people don't read them all, but I think the minutes are particularly susceptible to that. So if we just make sure we all read the minutes, we used to, give points for people who found mistakes in the minutes. So maybe we'll bring that back. But with all that being said, if there aren't any questions, I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda. If I can have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now, the next item was a continuation of a public hearing requesting a special permit for adaptive reuse of a historic building at 67 North Broadway, Villa Luaro. The applicant requested an adjournment until January 20th, 2022. So that's actually the second meeting in January. So I spoke with Larry before the meeting. We think it probably makes the most sense so it doesn't keep showing up and people have to keep wondering, are they going to be presenting this meeting or not? I'll make a motion to close the public hearing. And then there's going to be likely enough changes that they're going to have to, have new documents, and we'll just have to start from scratch again anyway. Not that we are really starting from scratch, but just kind of procedurally starting from scratch. So I will make a motion to close the public hearing for now, if I can have a second.
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 All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next up is another interesting procedural item, which is Mitch Bard can't serve two masters here at the can't be two places at once. So he is actually, I have to scroll through here we are. Resolved to accept with regret and a little bit of joy, because he's now on our board with us, the resignation of Mitchell Bard from the Irvington Theater Commission effective December 5th, 2021. So thanks for your service there, Mitch. And, we appreciate you stepping up and serving on the Board of Trustees, of course. So I will make the motion to accept your resignation. If I can have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I guess Mitch should abstain from that one.
Mitchell will abstain, yes.
But thanks again for that, Mitch. It was actually where I got to meet you and got to know you, and we had some good comedy nights, I know, at least from your sweat equity. So thanks for your service there. Next, the reports of board, standing committees, and officers. Since we haven't assigned trustee liaison assignments, there shouldn't be too many things to report. But Larry Lonke probably has Joe's recreation department update at least. So maybe we'll start with you, Larry, if you want to start with that.
Sure. As Brian said, this year's holiday tree lighting is scheduled for this Saturday, the 11th, beginning at 4 o'clock. Tree lighting is at 5. Let me just double check that.
That's
Tree
correct.
lighting is at 5. 4:45 will be the Main Street School Choir, and there'll be entertainment courtesy of Rooney Tunes starting at 4. Jimmy Soft Serve will be there at 4:30. Probably not ice cream. We're grateful to the members of the Irvington Beautification Committee and the park staff for all the work preparing the village for the holiday season and the annual greening of the village. There's still some work to go. There's been a lot of hard work done. I do really want to take a second to mention everyone by name. The Beautification Committee has been part of the greening of the village for over 30 years. Chairs Rita Milo and Ann Myers. Members Heather Bancroft, Claudia Gasparini, Andrea Kish, Pat Manfredi, Elaine Cardia, Maria Gralescu, Martha Todorova, Marian Osman, and Josanne Caldwell. Again, thanks to all. I know how hard they work. I see all the stuff that's delivered, and again, a lot of sweat equity there. The Peter Oley Turkey Trot was held on November 21st and had 317 runners. The tradition continues. Special thanks to Maureen DePauli for putting it together, and thanks to Chief Pignatelli and the IPD for their support in keeping everyone safe during the race. The bathrooms in all parks are closed for the winter. Over 20 volunteers worked with CJ Riley and Zoe Hamilton in the Irvington Woods Park this past Saturday, removing invasive barberry bushes. This was the 4th attempt at tackling this problem this fall, and we're making a lot of progress. There are 2 dates a month scheduled through May to keep this moving forward. The next date is Saturday, December 18th. We kicked off asking the community to help to support the annual holiday basket program today. We anticipate making over 75 baskets and bags for senior citizens and families in need. Contact Joe Archino if you'd like to help. Thanksgiving Day delivery program. A great day Thanksgiving was for our annual program. We're so grateful to everyone who played a role in helping us to make the day happen. Over 175 meals and close to 70 locations were received Thanksgiving dinners and treats. 23 years and counting for this program. If you're interested in sponsoring a bench in Matheson Park, please contact Laura Copeman. Sponsorship is either $2,000 or $2,500 for a bench with a brass plaque installed below the bench. We also have trees available for sponsorship at $1,700 per tree. There are over 320 Irvington youths participating this year in our recreation youth basketball program. This is the most that we've had in over 15 years. There are many other great programs for all ages available online. Please consider joining in. I also just want to mention that the farmers market is back this Sunday, and the schedule will be every other Sunday from here on in.
Great. Well, if, obviously there haven't been new liaison assignments, but if either Mark or any of our new trustees wanted to say anything, this is, here's your opportunity now. And you don't have to.
Well, as a follow-up for GPTF, I think that the one thing I'd like to ask Larry to do is to be sure to remind the residents and landscapers and the police as well about the end of the leaf blowing season, which is coming up on the 15th or something. I can't remember, never can remember the date. I'm sure no one else does either. But it would be good.
Hence, we need the reminder.
Yeah. And I mentioned the landscapers maybe using the list that you have for registration. And of course, the police, so they know they can still enforce it up until next week or whatever it is, or beginning after next week. The other thing, Larry, is could you remind us maybe at our next work session about, I can look it up, I just didn't do it at this point, but in the current leaf blower law, don't we have a witching date of 2023, December 2023? Now, I forget how it was written. Was it written as a sunset for usage, or was it written that we'd have to come back and take a look at it?
Sunset, I remember.
I can get it out right now.
Yeah.
The reason I mention it is if it is explicitly written as a sunset, then it would probably be good, since we'd be 2 years out from it, or a year or two fall seasons out, to start to remind landscapers that they have to come up with a solution. So we don't get the kind of excuse that, oh, we don't have enough time to invest in new equipment.
Yeah, maybe when we remind them of the date, we can remind them of the sunsetting provision as well, Larry. I think that's kind of what Mark was saying, but.
That's exactly what Mark was saying.
I'll just reiterate.
Here, the way it reads now, until December 16th, 2023. Oh, wait, no. Effective December 16th, 2023, using or operating or permitting to be used or operated any gas-powered leaf blower at any time will not be allowed. So
It's a very firm
it's
sunset.
not really a sun. I mean, it ends then.
We set it up so we'd have to make legislative action if we wanted to extend it.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
That was
the
the
use
idea.
the use of them sunsets.
Yes.
Right.
Got it.
All right. So anyways, yeah, because we did hear quite a bit of feedback from the landscapers that, they need a runway to be able to, invest and plan for this kind of thing.
Well, and I think the other part of that is that we were also going to take a look at the technology that's out there to be certain that they have solutions that can work. You know what I mean? It's kind of the other side of the equation. So I mean, we have the coming years to do that.
And also Westchester County is moving forward on a gas ban at this point. I don't know where it stands exactly.
Great. Anybody else? Arlene, Mitch? Nothing right now? Okay, then we'll move to the village administrator's report.
So I sat in on a bi-weekly call with the county executive's office today. They had the health director for the county on the call as well. And, the case numbers and, what's going on in the county isn't terribly good. So we're obviously monitoring that. County's assisting with keeping a full perspective on it for all of us. So we'll keep an eye on all of that. The board members here will see that I'll be forwarding you summaries of those calls so you can see what the county's been talking about and some of the numbers that they've been dealing with in terms of cases and vaccinations and all the other statistics that they follow. So So that's the bad news. On the good side, I'm looking forward to working with our new trustees. So welcome to the board.
The only thing I'll follow up with that, Larry, is we actually talked about it today. I was looking to get my booster shot and I was having trouble finding the Moderna booster and I didn't want to mix, even though I guess you can mix. And Larry said, the county actually has, through their health department, you can sign up. And so I actually took advantage of that. I had gone to Greenberg today. They had like a walk-in clinic, but they actually, as of 3:00, had stopped taking any new patients for today. So you can go back Wednesday, I guess, but the county one was very easy. There's just, it's you just click and schedule an appointment. So I was able to get one for Friday at 10 a.m. So if anyone's looking for their booster, which you should be if you haven't had your second shot is more than you're over 18 and your second shot was more than 6 months ago. It's pretty easy to do. If you just go to the Westchester County Health Department website, you can just Google it and then find their COVID information. It's pretty easy. And if you want to be there, around 10 o'clock on Friday, I'll say hello. But I just thought I'd throw that out there, Larry. Village Clerk Treasurer's report.
I just want to report that tomorrow we're closing on a bond anticipation note. It's a little over 4.6 million. Most of it is refinancing last year's note. It's a one-year instrument and the rates are so favorable. We're borrowing at 0.40 for the coming 12 months. So the interest cost on over 4.5 million is only 18,000.
That's insane. All right.
Free money.
Yeah. Village Attorney's report.
No, I don't have one.
Public comment. And I think I only remember one action item, Larry, which was
That's the leaf blower.
leaf blower update.
Yep.
All right, doesn't look like there's any public comment, so I'll make a motion to adjourn to executive session regarding police personnel matter, collective bargaining, and a real estate matter. If I can have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Bye.
Thanks,
So
everybody.
we'll have a good night. We'll log off of this and you have another link for the.
Okay,
executive
bye,
session.
everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Looking forward to working with everyone.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Mary Ann, bye-bye.
Goodbye.